Hi there, and thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Pension Life podcast, written by Angie Brooks and read by Ade Sapara.
Armed against pension scams in Spain. In the past decade, millions of pounds of pensions and life savings have been destroyed in Spain. Much of this has involved insurance bonds, OMI, now known as Quilter, SEB and Generali, now known as Utmost. Only by benefiting from lessons learned so painfully by those who've already been scammed in Spain and other popular expat countries, can new potential victims arm themselves against the scammers. Pension scams always start with a so-called financial advisor or wealth manager or retirement consultant. Sadly, it is almost always British advisors who scam British expats. Potential victims need to understand what to look out for and avoid. Here are the 10 essential must-haves for proper professional financial advisors, in other words, people who sell advice, not products. 1. License. The firm must be licensed, both for insurance and for investment. 2. Qualifications. The advisor must be qualified and a link to proof of the qualification clearly visible on the firm's website. 3. Legacy. There must be no track record of previous scamming within the firm. 4. Insurance. There must be a professional indemnity insurance policy in place. This is to protect the interests of the client in the event of loss. 5. Network. If the firm is an agent of a network, there must be an up-to-date copy of the agency agreement freely available. 6. Insurance bonds. The firm must not sell illegally. 7. Unregulated funds and structured notes. The firm must not invest clients' funds in unregulated or esoteric funds or structured notes. 8. Compliance. There must be a proper compliance function in place. 9. Management and team. All members of the team must be clearly visible on the website, along with details of who is in charge and responsible for the firm's activities and compliance. 10. Commission policy. The firm's policy on commissions must be clearly visible. When I Googled the term financial advisor Spain just now, the top results that came up for me were Black Tower Wealth Management, Bolton Franks, Finance Spain Patrick McDonald, Spectrum IFA, Chorus Financial, Abbey Wealth, Alexander Peter, Axis Consultants, Logic Financial Consultants, Harrison Brook, Seagate Wealth. When I changed the search term to Pension Advisor Spain or Wealth Advisor Spain, I also got the following: De Vere Spain, Mathstone Financial Management, Pennick Blackwell, SJB Global, United Advisors Group, Indolo Partners, Trafalgar International, Fiduciary Wealth Management, and one firm which won't come up at all, no matter how hard you search, is Roebuck Wealth, run by Paul Clark, plus one which only comes up if you know what to search for, Callaghan Financial Services, and, of course, the two which have closed down, Continental Wealth Trust, aka Continental Wealth Management, and Premier Pension Solutions. So let's take a look at some of these firms to see what we can learn from their websites and find out if there are any warning signs for potential victims. Black Tower Wealth Management. Always look at the bottom of a firm's website to read the small print and see how the firm is licensed. Black Tower is licensed by the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission for both insurance mediation and investment advice. Why Gibraltar? Why not Spain? Gibraltar has a long history of facilitating and licensing scams and scammers. The Black Tower website claims to have consultants throughout our offices in Europe, and this worries me. What is a consultant? Why not talk about advice, not consultancy? Looking at the directors and international financial advisors of the firm, there are quite a few. Associate Director Tim Govaerts claims to be qualified with the Chartered Insurance Institute, but their register says they've never heard of him. Richard Mills claims to be qualified with both the CII and the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investment, but both registers say they've never heard of him. Clifford Nesevich also claims to be qualified with the CISI, but does not appear on the register. Lucia Melgarejo is another member of the team who also claims to be qualified. I met her a few years ago when a colleague of hers had cold called me, and she told me that she was too busy selling to get qualified. The member of the Black Tower team, which worries me the most, is Terry Tunmore, as he was one of the scammers at Stephen Ward's Premier Pension Solutions. Tunmore certainly soils the reputation of this firm and should not be employed by any firm holding itself out to be professional and to have integrity. Under the licensing section of Black Tower's website, the firm is immediately getting potential clients warmed up to insurance bonds and states that it has permission to recommend them and provide investment advice on the underlying portfolios. This should worry any potential client and ring loud alarm bells, as this indicates a clear intention to use bond providers such as Quilter, SEB, Utmost, or RL360 and earn hidden commissions. These products are deemed to be invalid under Spanish law and are routinely sold illegally in Spain. Black Tower's website makes no mention that I can find of compliance or their professional indemnity insurance policy. It also worries me that Black Tower has so many agents, and without hard evidence of a robust compliance function, I think there is a risk that some of these agents could well be acting as unsupervised feral salesmen rather than bona fide financial advisors. Bolton Franks, well-known firm with offices in Spain and other European countries. The team in Spain all have titles such as partner, private client manager, or regional manager, and there is no mention of any of them being genuine financial advisors. With so many members of the team claiming falsely to be qualified, this should ring loud alarm bells with any potential victims. We know that Bolton Franks routinely puts all clients into a Lombard insurance bond, which means they are committing a criminal offence in Spain. Insurance bonds are illegal and invalid for the purpose of holding investments in Spain, and the usual manner of selling them is also a criminal offence. An insurance bond provides no benefits or protection for investors and should never ever be used inside a pension. Bolton Franks also has a close tie with Russell funds and routinely invests their clients' funds in Russell. There is nothing bad about Russell, but there's nothing good about them either. A portfolio should always be a well-spread mixture of funds from the whole market, not a narrow selection of investments from one provider. I can't see any information on the Bolton Franks website about their professional indemnity insurance, compliance, or commission policy. Spectrum IFA. Oh dear, where to begin? There are so many alarm bells here. It's like being inside a busy fire station. No investment license, but openly giving investment advice and flogging insurance bonds. Efficient investing using insurance wrappers, and that's just the home page. The website openly boasts our internationally qualified professional advisors make certain you receive the best possible advice for the following areas. Investment advice in Spain. That's a bold claim to make for a firm with no investment license. The website goes on to boast, all our advisors who live in Spain are experienced and qualified. But who are they? What are their qualifications? One financial advisor is Dennis Radford, who claims to be qualified with a CISI, but does not appear on the register. Aside from lying about his qualifications, he is one of the former Continental Wealth Management scammers responsible for defrauding many victims out of their pensions and life savings. I've brought this to Spectrum's attention before, but they obviously don't care. As Radford brings in a lot of business and commission on illegally sold insurance bonds and high-risk inappropriate investments, there is one advisor who is qualified with the CII, John Hayward. I believe he is a decent bloke, so what on earth he is doing with Spectrum is beyond me. Spain may be full of inadequately licensed firms which do nothing but flog insurance bonds to victims who don't need them and can't afford them. But there are some, admittedly not many, decent firms he could join. Potential victims need to be armed against pension scams and scammers, not just in Spain, but all over Europe and all over everywhere else. Once that pension has gone, it ain't coming back. Victims will be left to suffer in poverty while the scammers enjoy their Aston Martins, country mansions, and Jimmy Choo collections. You only get one chance to keep your pension, so listen hard for those bells. The warning signs are there if you know what to look for. Ding dong. Stay safe.
And that's it for today's Pension Life podcast. Thanks for listening. For more information, please visit www.pension-life.com.